See, I feel like tea is not like, it's too windy for me.
Sometimes.
Once in a while.
At night, yeah, maybe. But I'm, it's
The
coffee.
caffeine
I can
girl.
drink coffee literally like right before bed.
Yeah, me
and
too.
It doesn't affect me.
Yeah.
So
I gave it up. Like I keep on trying to give it up, and now I'm never gonna stop. Never gonna give it up again. But there was like 3 weeks that I went without it, and I feel like I genuinely had no interest in life. Like I'm like, oh, there's my dog. There's like podcasts, like everything that I care about, and I'm like, I didn't care anything about. So usually we talk for like 10 or 15 minutes or so, and then we'll have you play a song if you're cool with that.
Or 20 or 30 or 60.
3 hours.
It just depends.
Well, however long you want to
know.
talk to us for.
we're already on a roll. So
Good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna lose track of time. It's okay with me.
And we'll do the song after. We'll actually pause, and then you can get it up. So if you want to put your guitar down or hold it, whatever you want to do. We usually have a stand for you, but I don't know where it went.
I like your shirt. That's so cute.
Thank you. I've seen this all over, and I've been wanting to buy it every time I've seen it, but it's like one of those, I have to really evaluate my needs.
Yeah.
And then yesterday we went to Venice Beach, and I caved.
See that? Oh, that I guess for people listening at home, it says namaste in bed.
Namaste.
right.
See, that's my kind of yoga. It's like sleeping yoga.
Until you have kids that wake your ass up, and you ain't gonna stay in bed anymore.
Shavasana.
That's true. You're
favorite.
like the,
Yeah.
Is that the corpse pose or something?
Yep, that's
Yeah.
where you just lay there.
That's all. Yeah. I'm like, I'm doing something right now.
Yoga.
That's my favorite part. Is the place we just started going recently. They give you a cold towel at the end on the
nice.
head.
Is it hot
it's
yoga?
the best part. Yeah.
Wake up all your chakras.
Oh my god, the cold towel. I'm like, give me the cold towel. That's all I want.
Do you do any like daily meditations or anything like that? Or
Yeah,
you do.
I try to.
Cool.
It's tough on the road sometimes, but I at least 5 minutes a day. I have to center.
That's so cool.
And, stretch because we got long hours in the van and it's tough.
Isn't it like days where you take even just like a minute to like connect with yourself, then you're so much better? I feel like I have that.
Yeah, I have to. And being present all the time, that's my goal. Sometimes even when I'm singing on stage. Last night there was a moment, there's a line in one of my songs, "Everything's gonna be all right." And all I could think of when I said everything's going to be all right was the Indian food that was waiting for me upstairs. and then I was like, okay,
that's
back
so
to the
funny.
show, back to present time, and
It's hard to do.
It is. Your mind starts wandering, and you
Yes.
have to reel it back in. It's not something that all folks can do, but I think with practice, it is possible.
When was it good Indian food when you got back up there?
Hell yeah.
Oh, see, food is always what I think about too. Like I'm always like that will distract me. Where if I'm in like watching a movie, I'm like, I need pizza right now. Like very impulsive with like Greek food. Like you get like a message of like what type of food you need.
You get a message, yes, from the cosmos. You must order Indian food.
That's what I feel like I talk so much about food that like my friends are always annoyed by me.
You gotta love food.
I mean,
I love food.
And
too.
I don't know if you're into astrological stuff at all.
A little bit.
I did some peeking, and we're both Leos. And
Oh,
my
awesome.
birthday's I love Leo girls too. I'm August 2nd, and I know you're
Nice.
August 4th.
Yeah, August 4th. What-
So,
Well, what year?
1982.
Okay.
So,
okay.
like-
You're a couple years older. I was 85.
Oh, see, I love that.
It's cool.
You're around Leo women. Look out.
Yeah.
My
for
wife
real.
is like on the cusp.
Of
So
Cancer
sometimes
and Leo?
I'm like, are you sure you're not a Leo? Because she's 23rd.
She should be so
July?
lucky. We'll welcome her.
But she says she's a what is it, Cancer?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. She's
Sensitive.
identifies with Cancer.
Yeah, very sensitive.
sensitive
But
lady.
I don't know. Sometimes she's
It depends on what your rising sign is and all these other things.
She acts like a Leo to me. I'm like, I don't know about that.
You're surrounded. Do you feel like you fit the Leo?
Do I feel like a Leo? Sometimes I do. I definitely enjoy praise and flattery, but who doesn't?
I know. Well, this is funny, but because this is praise and flattery, but you have the beautiful Leo hair. Like I feel like Leo women are known to have like mane, like beautiful mane.
Well, I used to have a whole head of
Yeah.
dreadlocks, and that was it was very much like my main. So yeah, I guess so. Yeah. Well, it's like don't fuck with my friends. Either can we swear?
Yep.
You can
You can
swear.
absolutely swear, and don't
Yeah.
fuck with her friends.
Don't fuck with my
swear.
friends because I'll tear your face off.
Yes.
But it's always a last resort. I don't. I'm very much, anti-violence and
Right.
want to avoid conflict if I can. But if I can't, it's on.
I feel like that too. Like if I see like a dog about to attack someone or something, I'll throw myself in front of them or like yeah.
Loyalty.
Yes, loyalty.
That is a Leo thing. And then the minute you feel slighted or somebody hurts you, it stings. It hurts so bad, and that's I don't deal with that well. But thankfully, I have amazing people around me. My bandmates, my family, everybody's good. My friends are amazing.
So cool.
Yeah. I ain't got time for that BS.
That's right. We don't got time for that. We're on to good things.
I was very enthralled with the research, and then once I saw you were a Leo too, I don't know why, but I Googled, like, is Miss Piggy a Leo? Because I was thinking about Muppets and, like, who I would assign to different astrological signs.
I think Miss Piggy is a Leo.
Me too. I thought that too, because I thought of, like, other cool females that I would think about. I don't know why Miss Piggy. So, yeah, that's very off the subject. But
I grew up with Miss Piggy.
You do?
I grew up with her, yeah, with the Muppets. She was just bossy ass.
I think she's so cool. That would be all the, like, exaggerated characteristics of the sign, but...
Yeah.
I feel like Kermit would be like
Kermit, he was doing good, right? I mean,
he was very like Pisces.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
right?
See, that's
like,
good. A water sign.
Aquarius,
This is our
Pisces.
astrological podcast.
Leos need a Gemini or was it Aries? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
See, my boyfriend's a Taurus, and I want to start a website called like datataurus.com. See, I love my Taurus boys.
I'm glad you do, because I've dated a couple that never
Really?
worked out. Yeah. I mean, they're earthy. I like it. But,
Yeah. Very like they want to wrangle the sun a little bit. Yeah. Oh, that's so fun. We'll talk off air about our astrological stuff. Never
Why
again
talk
Aquarius.
off air? Come on. keep it
Yeah,
going.
no, I love that. So you found them all to have like a.
just a pattern. Yeah, I'm always very attracted to a Taurus, and then in the long run, it just doesn't pan out. But I got me a Gemini right now, and it works.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, it's good.
They're very charming, I think, too.
Yeah, he's charming. He's charming.
Oh my God, that's so cute.
Who's more stubborn? I mean, a bull or a lion? It's two stubborn animals.
I feel like I don't really classify myself as too stubborn. Like,
Well, no, the Taurus is
the Taurus is
the
our
stubborn
stubborn.
one.
Yeah,
yeah.
yep.
But I don't know. My rising signs, the two. My dad's a Pisces. My mom's a Libra, and both of my like sun and moon signs are Pisces and Libra. Somehow that worked out. Born under the right stars.
cool. So I think
So yeah, I got Pisces going on. I got Libra going on, and I don't know. I'm not like I'm not a Leo. Like I'm not flaunting and
Right.
all that, but I am a performer, and I definitely like it when they clap for me.
it's like that
it's
side.
subtle, you know. You got
subtle,
it there.
You're the chill version of the Leo. Whereas, like, if I sneeze, I want like 20 people to notice that I've sneezed. And, like, I have all the attention wanting, but like nothing to back it up.
You
Like,
didn't say bless you.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Not the actual performance side. And wait, do you have a petting zoo as well?
I have a small petting zoo at home. I do.
That's not where the zebra came from. Is
I
it?
mean, I don't charge admission, but my son's friends, when they come over, they have a good time.
Really?
My boy, he's 8. He has a bearded dragon, who the pet store where we got this little fella was going to discard him. I'm not really sure what that means, but he was missing a leg, missing a tail, and I was there, and I'm like, you can't where's he gonna go?
Yeah.
So I bought the setup, got the lizard for free. And his name is Hiccup McNubbins. Oh. Because he's got nubs.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's like so sweet that you would do that. I like really appreciate that. I feel
gotta-
like that's
Yeah, soft heart.
Yeah.
For the animal I rescued. I had 7 cats at one point in my life, and it was out of control.
You're
So
the crazy cat lady.
Yeah.
I would have been. Yeah.
Everyone has a crazy cat lady friend around.
I
Yeah.
also knit, and I have several rocking chairs
Oh
at
my
home. So I'm
God.
like with all my cats around me.
that's
and-
amazing. That's so
Were
awesome
you
that you're
knitting
so
them
young.
sweaters though? I mean, that's
Knitting-
when it crosses that line is when the cats are wearing
I have
your
crossed
clothes.
that line.
Yeah.
You've knit them sweaters.
I knit a
Nice.
sweater
that's
for
amazing.
one of my
See?
cats.
Really?
Yeah, I hated it.
That it didn't like say
Cats
anything.
hate-
It didn't say
Yeah,
like I'm
cats don't like
perfect or
clothes.
anything.
No.
If you're doing like sayings on a cat sweater, then
No, I'm not that good of a knitter, but I would have.
oh my God, that's so funny.
I love that stuff.
At Coachella, there was a girl knitting. Like I took a photo of her because it made me laugh so hard. But while the band was on, there was someone like turned around just knitting, not even paying attention to the band. And I'm like, okay, you paid like $800 or whatever to
come
like
and
knit
knit.
during this experience. Yeah,
Nice.
It was. I don't know why, but I thought
been me.
Yeah, it might have been you. You're like you were playing on stage and like knitting. So all animals you have a affinity for.
I do. Yeah, but I do love, I'm a cat person. I think I qualify as a cat person, but dogs, to me, I love all animals, but like a little lap yappy dog, to me is, I can't say useless.
Like stressful or
Well, because they can be companion animals and they're, but like I want a big dog.
Yeah.
I want a
I like that. Me too. I'm
You
like
know?
attracted to, not in a sexual way, but I'm attracted to like
wanna-
like if a Saint Bernard walks by, I'm like, that is so much better than like a.
I want to know if my dog, if I'm injured, my dog's going to rescue me.
Yeah.
Not
Yep.
like, you know,
Not a
crawl
dog
on my
you need a
lap and go to
stroller
sleep
for.
while
yeah,
I'm dying.
I'm the same way. I think I'm the exact same way. I like big boy dogs, like drooly and.
Yeah, there's a neighborhood dog in my neighborhood. I live in Nashville, and there's this big pit bull, and he's just always roaming the neighborhood.
Wow.
And I thought he was lost, so I took him in, had this dog for about a week, Scooby. He's awesome. And finally located the owner after having him for a week. But in the week that I had him trained. You know, he was healing, he was listening to commands.
Wow.
Really, he was a good boy. And then I located the owner, and she's like, well, he's just the neighborhood dog. He just runs around, which is kind of cute, but it's bad pet ownership, in my opinion. And then Scooby came back to visit about a week later, and he's covered in ticks. And I'm like, this is preventable.
Oh, yeah. Yep. That is very frustrating. And plus, like, what does he do? Does he just go home at night without someone nice taking him in? Or, like, I don't really know.
I don't know. I don't really know what Scooby does, but I couldn't keep him. I can't steal somebody's dog, although I'd love to, because Scooby's awesome.
You're
But,
like, if he just stays with me day and night, but it's still the neighborhood dog. Then
I
it's-
know. I open the door, he keeps coming back. That's great. So that's how it works. You feed them, and they keep returning. That's how I got my man.
I was going to say, they're just like, that's how it works with Desmendo. We just talked to another awesome singer-songwriter from Nashville, Tiffany. Like, I was even thinking, I'm like, do you guys know each other? Or have you ever?
The Tiffany?
Yeah. She was just on the podcast, and she was an awesome Nashville person who, like, I feel like you guys would be friends. She's another cool, awesome woman.
Well, hey.
We'll hook it up with this.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to make
She's
a
a
note to
songwriter
myself.
these days, and what did she say? She loves to cook and entertain.
And
She has a lot of
host.
parties.
Yeah,
at
she
her.
Nice.
I feel like you guys should know each other. Plus,
I
she
will
loves
make her a
dogs and-
pie and show up.
See, that would be. What if we? If we.
She's gonna write you a hit song.
I was gonna say
That'd
you guys
be
could write a
amazing.
hit song together,
Hell yeah.
and then
let's do it.
We'll have it on the
We'll take
Belly Up
credit for
podcast.
it.
Yeah,
We'll get 80% of all.
80%. Let's
So,
talk.
You've lived in Nashville for a while.
A couple years now, yeah,
Cool.
and I like it. I'm not in Nashville proper. Like, I'm not hip enough to be in East Nashville, but that's okay. I like my suburban life. We tour in my soccer mom van,
Oh, that's amazing.
and yeah, it's good.
And you get in this tour. Is it all across the country or up and down the West Coast?
Well, the way that I do it, I have an 8-year-old son, and so my time I try to balance between, being a stay-at-home mom when I'm at home, and then on the road, I'm like hit it hard for 2 weeks, no days off, just show after show after show, and then I go home for a couple of weeks, and I'm there with my boy, and immediately the rock star melts away, and I'm a mom, and then I go back out on the road again. So, just trying to balance that,
Yeah.
and doing it as a single mom,
Oh, yeah. I can
so
imagine.
it ain't easy, but it's I have two of the coolest jobs in the entire world.
Mom and rockstar.
Mom and I'm a rock mom,
Oh, that's so cool.
a rock mom star.
But that's probably a crazy mind trip to like have fans screaming for you and really excited. Then you go back home and you have to like check homework and both are That's a great,
And there's no break or unwinding in between. I'm a pretty frugal gal as well, so it's when I get home, I'm on. Even if I get home at 3 a.m., I'm waking up at 6 to get him on the bus.
Oh my gosh.
So it's a lot, but I love it. Mm-hmm. I'll sleep someday.
yeah.
Yeah.
Why not?
It'll be okay.
I wouldn't
always
know how to
interesting.
even make. I don't have any children, and I'm scared because I don't know how to make myself lunch or anything. Like I'm so excited if I like buy a sandwich and then put it on a plate. I'm like, that's gonna have to change soon at some point. But are you like a naturally domestic or?
I think my friends would say I've always kind of been that way. Before I actually had a child, I was kind of like the mom of the group and feeding people and wanting to take care of people. But I didn't nurture baby dolls. I actually chopped off all of my Barbie's hairs and like I put black nail polish on her lips.
Oh, you gothed your Barbie
I
out.
totally did. I took like a black trash bag and gave her a cat suit. and-
Really?
oh yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. Moody Barbie.
Muck pumped her out. Yeah.
Wow.
But yeah, I don't know. It's just something that once you have a kid, it just there's a learning curve, but it happens. It comes. So yeah. But I mean, we're overpopulated.
Yes.
If I don't think I'm going to have any more like biological children. I'll probably adopt.
We are very overpopulated. I feel like soon it will be like not illegal, but if someone has more than 3 babies or something, it's going to be like, I don't know, you have to pay more taxes or something. Who knows?
Yeah, I don't know.
That's a weird
They
way
say
of thinking.
just replace yourself.
What do you mean?
Like one each.
Just clones.
Oh,
Yeah, just
yeah, that
like,
sounds. You're allowed
if you're-
like one of you.
Yeah, if you're like, you're a couple, you can have 2
start-
kids. You
sounds
have
like
one
China.
each.
I know. I was just as I was
They only
saying
get,
that.
well, they only get one, right?
I think they changed that now.
Oh, did they? See,
Yeah.
I don't
Well,
know.
because they had all boys. Boys were desirable,
Right,
and so
right.
no ladies. I mean, could you imagine a world without women? I can't.
Oh no, it wouldn't
of course
even.
not.
There would be
last
no male
forever.
rock stars. They'd have nothing to sing about.
Exactly. They'd have nothing to.
Nothing to do.
Yeah.
What would we do?
They'd all be lost.
Exactly.
I don't know, but I just know that in downtown San Diego, we could use less humans because the parking is so hard to come by. Like,
Yeah, if for anything,
it's just the
parking.
parking for events. So I'm like, we need it less.
Yeah.
Less humans and more cars.
And you're, this is so cool. I don't know. I mean, it's so cool to have you at Belly Up. And I feel like from what I've been seeing of your fans, it's a wide array of like, I feel like there's been of the people that are like so cool, very excited about this show. It's like everyone from young people in their 20s to like a guy that's in his mid 60s today hit me up trying to get on the guest list. So
that's
I'm like,
awesome.
your fans are very diverse. And do you see that? Like,
Yeah, absolutely. My claim to fame was American Idol, and I think the television viewing audience, was anywhere like 30 to 60. I mean, I got fan letters from from like 90-year-olds and from teenagers. At my shows, it's a good mix. It's like, I don't know, like lesbians love me, which I love lesbians. It's great. And then like older men dragging their wives.
oh, that's funny.
It's great. I love them. It's super diverse. Younger people are starting to show up more and more. You don't get to pick them. You just get to love them.
Older men dragging their wives that are secretly lesbian. They don't know yet.
Maybe. I don't know.
And so are you kind of in the zone now where you're like, I mean, you're open to talking about the TV show and you're like, are you like, no, I don't want to talk about it ever again? Or
I
you're-
was like right after the fact. But, and if you talk to any other American Idol alum, there's truly like a PTSD from it, like, there's nothing natural about going from complete obscurity to not being able to walk down the street. And it takes a little while to kind of, find normalcy in that. And of course now, like since I got rid of the dreadlocks and everything, it's fine. I do what I want, but I'm not afraid of people. There was a time when I just like would cower and hide and stay in the green room and not go check out the town because I didn't want anybody to see me. But I don't
And
care
humans
about
can
that
be
now.
overwhelming, like when they're a clump, isn't it? Did you find that like, and was it kind of like that for you where it really went from obscurity to like 1 week later, it was kind of.
Yeah. Well, I cherish my independence. I want to be able to walk around a town by myself and go sit and have a cup of coffee somewhere and write in my journal and not be, bothered or talked to. And right after the show, I couldn't do that anymore. So it was like, it was just a little scary. And there were times when people would reach out and touch my hair. And
Are you kidding?
I don't know what it is that happens to people. They get like that glossy look in their
Yeah.
eye, and you're no longer human. You're like superhuman. And the thing after shows, I love to go out and I sign autographs, and I want to talk to fans and about
Hear their story. Yeah,
what their
yep.
experience was at the show. And they're like, "Oh, you're so great, and you're so cool." And I'm just like, I look at my bandmates. I'm like, "You guys are with me all the time in the band. You know the truth.
You're just a human like everyone.
I'm
like, yeah.
smelly on the road. It's tough out here. I put my pants on one leg at a time.
Right.
And I think that the problem with Hollywood and it is ego. I don't know. I'm no better than anybody else. I just have a really cool job and I can sing.
Right.
So
And there's something about TV, I think, especially that like makes us like this person is on a screen and they're like it. I don't know. There's just something
A little
trippy
light up
about
box.
it.
Yeah, you reach a lot of people at once.
Yeah.
And especially idols, like millions of people at once.
Yeah.
It's mega.
And it like separates
Mega overload.
It's like, oh, if I'm watching someone on the screen, it like separates
Yeah, it's like
what's my experience from their
instant stardom.
experience.
Yeah. Well, I've
that's
also been
hard.
starstruck too. I've been on the other side of that, and see somebody that I've seen in movies or someone I respect what they do. And, just take that moment of like, wow, you're really here in front of me. You know, so there's that side of it too. Like I create a song, I sing it, I perform it for people. I know what it means to me, but once you put it out there in the world, I mean, you don't fully comprehend how powerful it can be in someone else's world, and, you know, what it translates to for them. You know, I've had a few fans say like, you know, oh, this song saved my life.
Wow.
Like, holy shit, that's heavy.
That's a lot to take on, and that's like how you say you spend every morning or day getting centered for a little bit. It's like I would imagine you almost have to have instances like that, or even more intense, someone grabbing your hair. Or, you know, it's important to like stay connected with yourself, kind of thing. Like,
yeah, well, I want to give, you know, each fan as much of me as I possibly can without completely depleting my own myself. You know, I'm just really grateful. I get to do what I love for a living, and people are still, 7 years, almost 8 years after the fact, showing up to shows, and new fans are coming along, and this train's still rolling. And you know, I feel like I've grown a lot as a human being since I was on TV. You know, it's taken a little while, but that's why I have a new record coming out that's called Alive. I'm fully alive. Like,
see, I was going to ask, yeah, because I saw that. And it was recorded live?
Yep, it's a live album recorded in Santa Fe, New Mexico. A friend of mine has a studio there, John O'Manson, Kitchen Sink Studios.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
And my band and I, we did a run through Colorado, gorgeous, and then landed down in Santa Fe, and we did 3 shows there with 3 different audiences, and then, you know, took the best of 3 and put it on the record.
Oh, cool.
And yeah, it's just that's where I feel the most at home is a live show. I have a couple studio releases prior to this where it's like you get into a vocal booth and
it's so like tweaked, but by the time it comes out, you lost some of that aliveness. Or...
Yeah, maybe not so much as the tweaking, but the energy just isn't there. I need the people. This is a service. It's like I'm delivering to them, and they're giving it to me, and I can't get there by myself.
Is that, was it Drive? Is that what's on your website? It's like a featured song? Is that what it's called?
Or The Ride?
The Ride.
The Ride.
Yeah.
And that's from those sessions?
Yep.
I listened to that today. I was super impressed by it. Just by the recording quality. I thought it was a studio album or a studio song. Like, as soon as it started, I mean, I'm an engineer too, right? So as soon as it started, I was like, oh man, the tones are great. The tonal quality of all the instruments. And then your vocals were... amazing. Thanks. But then at the end, I was surprised when I heard people applaud. I was like, this is live? Like, it sounded really incredible.
Well,
you guys did a great job. Like, the performance and the mix is just really good.
Thank you very much. I hope John hears this. And yeah,
we'll play it.
I'm going to listen to it. I'm
him.
definitely going to check out the record.
John O'Manson he's a beast. He's amazing. He set it up in the room, and we just did it in a big live room, and that's it. That's it.
Great.
I mean, you know, the post-show stuff and finding the right tones and things like that. But there's no autotune. There's no tweaking. We didn't do any of that stuff. So
nice.
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Was there any dissent between, like, what you said? There was 3 separate shows. Like, was there kind of like one show that you were feeling this song for, and someone else was like, no, I feel like we should use this, or you guys kind of all agreed and you had the ultimate say? Or?
Well, I'm the boss.
Yeah. Yep.
I guess I produced this. I did. I produced this, and it's on Bowersox Records. So.
Oh, cool.
Nice. Yeah. You know, the 3 shows. The first show we were shaky on some stuff, and honestly, my guitar player had only been my guitar player for like 5 shows prior to the album. So now when he listens to it, he's like, oh, I could have done this and I could have done that. I'm like, shut up, it's great. I love it. So like the first show, everybody's kind of finding their way. And then second show, the audience was like super lively. And then the third show, it was just a party.
Whoa.
You know, so I think Mine All Mine is one of the tracks. And that one came from the first show because it's a nice subdued little song. And then that Take of the Ride, I think, was from the third show when people are just having a good old time. And by the end of the record, you know, it's just a lot of hooting and hollering. And there's one moment on the ride after my bass man, Evan Brown, does his little thing. Someone in the audience goes, ooh! And there's lots of noises during our shows. We listen to the audience, and there's like, wow. and
Oh, that's so cool.
yeah, it's, it's funny to us.
Yeah.
After the show, we're like, did you hear that one guy?
Like he was having a heart attack.
Yeah.
That's the good stuff. That's the sauce.
Yeah.
It is the sauce. Yeah.
That's great. You guys did it in New Mexico. It's not, it's not really known as like a recording town or a music town, but I've always loved New Mexico a lot. It's so beautiful, like Taos and Santa Fe.
The land of enchantment.
Yeah, it's such a great place.
Yeah, and well, it's funny because I've moved to Nashville, Music City, and then I went to Santa Fe to make a record. So.
Perfect. Make them jealous.
But it's about the people. Like Jono and I have been friends for years now, and so I knew he was the guy who could help bring out the best in the whole project.
Mm-hmm.
And you performed. I was reading your bio, like subway platforms when you were in Chicago.
Yeah.
Whoa. I feel like nowadays, would you? I mean, I guess it's hard to say. Would you do that now? But like, does it seem like that's change? Like,
I have a good way to put this.
Yeah.
It's like ramen noodles, but like the shitty kind of ramen that's 10 cents a pack, right? So when you can't afford anything else, you hate
Do it.
ramen.
yeah.
But then, once you're established in life and you have money, then it's like every now and then you want to have ramen.
Yes.
It's okay. And then you really enjoy ramen. So, if I went back to the subway platform and played a song or two, it'd be great because I don't have to do that.
Right.
But back in the day, I did enjoy it and the interaction with people, and it's an opportunity to test out material and see what people react to, and I really learned to throw my voice. 'Cause
Yeah.
my goal was always to sing louder than the train going by.
Wow.
So it was school of its own.
Right. We had someone else really cool. Was it Martin Sexton
Martin
or something?
Sexton, yeah.
Who I love. Yeah, and he was talking about busking too, and saying that same thing, where he was saying that's where he really learned to like project, and a lot of people
Yeah.
couldn't. They had to kind of go home, and he would almost outbusk other people, and like. So I could imagine that's really to be by yourself. Like
It's hard to do, like-
multiple people. Yeah, that's really really cool. I think
Well,
it's-
thanks.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a tough life. I was broke as fuck, and but I wouldn't trade that time in my life for anything.
Right.
So
Now I'm having an Indian food moment where I'm like, maybe I'll get ramen on the way home. Where I'm like,
That's not good. We talked about ramen last.
I know we
podcast,
did.
too. I was
Did
like,
you?
that
Yes,
sounds
yesterday.
good.
It's so random. Why? Oh, I said
keeps
that
coming up.
I was saying that I was an annoying girl because I like Uber eat delivered ramen to my own house. I'm like, it really doesn't get more annoying than this.
yeah, but like good ramen.
Yeah, really, just sodium in general. Do you have any like dietary restrictions or dietary things that you do? Or?
Yeah, well, I have type 1 diabetes, so my pancreas is on a permanent vacation, and it's not because I ate too much sugar or haven't exercised, which, there's a lot of stigma and stereotypes involved with diabetes. A lot of people think when you say diabetes, you're talking immediately about type 2 diabetes, but type 1, when I was young, I was about 6 years old when I was diagnosed. I have my theories as to what happened, but I don't know. I don't want to get assassinated.
No, we're super.
What are your
I don't want to
theories?
get assassinated.
No. I talk about like
Vaccines.
Weird. Yeah, we talk about.
No, not vaccines, but
Fast food.
big agriculture.
Oh
Big ag.
yeah.
Glyphosate is a dangerous chemical, and it is a known endocrine system disruptor. And
Damn.
I grew up on a farm in Northwest Ohio. Roundup ready plants, they can withstand crazy amounts of this chemical just dumped on the fields, and we had a well.
Oh.
So, these practices were put into place in like the late 70s, early 80s, and so it's in the groundwater. And I was diagnosed in 91, and then a young lady down the street was diagnosed, and so was their cat.
Oh my God.
So, I don't want to say shit without science.
Exactly. Yeah.
But I have my theories.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's evidence. for
Exactly.
anything.
But people can have their own anecdotal. See, I get into this with my parents because I'm just like, no, I have like chin hair because of the hormones in dairy. And I'm like, sure about that.
Everything is bad for you.
It definitely is. And so, yeah, no, but there's definitely a link between some stuff going on now and our health. And
Yeah. So I try to eat clean, low carb. I'm vegetarian as well, with bacon every now and then.
that doesn't count. I mean,
it doesn't count.
Yeah, as like PETA is mad at us. And then I saw, like, have you been, because I know that you've been like an advocate. I don't want to use the word advocate wrong, but I know that you've done some stuff before for like diabetes.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Eli Lilly is a company that makes Humalog insulin, which I have to use. I use all the time, and they, in partnership with them, I go around to kids camps, and
cool.
it's a lot of fun. You know, and I also was an attendee of these kids camps, and you know, a lot of these kids are coming from places where they're the only person with type 1 diabetes. It's a very lonely thing, and so they go to camp and they're normal.
Oh, that's beautiful.
For a week of their life.
That's so
they're
cool, and that's like really awesome that you're able to help people, and I think that's really cool.
You know, it'd be a crime, I think, if you are given a megaphone and you're blessed in your life to not try to share that.
Right.
Yeah, that's important to me.
I think that's very beautiful.
It is.
Beautiful.
Dia, no, do you want to? So do you play multiple instruments?
At home, I do.
You do, yeah.
At the show, I play guitar and harmonica, but at home, I dabble.
Because we were both saying
piano.
we're impressed with your like general musicianship.
Thank you.
Yeah, it seems like you've got a handle on. He's the music guy. I'm just like I like to talk about petting zoos and stuff like that. But I know
Petting zoos and food. I like food too.
Yeah, we do like food. We get to eat sometimes. But you have a certain guitar that you play all the time, or
Epiphone has been very kind to me, and I dig their guitars. Don't tell them, but I also have a couple others at home. But I really like the one that it's out on the stage right now. Actually, the Olympic Masterbuilt. They're recreating some of the old F-hole type guitars and the raised bridge and everything, and that's fun to play on. But I would say my real instrument is my voice. I have the most freedom with that. You know, I think I'm limited still in my guitar playing, even after years. I got the rhythm thing down, but you know, you probably won't catch me playing a lead. You know, I'm not going to solo and melt any faces. So, but yeah.
I don't know.
When did you find out that you had a voice?
I was Susie Snowflake in first grade.
No. Oh my God, that's really adorable. That was holding your Barbie made of like black.
My goth
Your
Barbie.
goth Barbie. Yeah, I'm like, that's so cute mixed with your goth Barbie.
Yeah, I was young. I just liked to sing and I liked to dance. I was a ham. Anytime my parents turned on the old, the video camera where you had to carry the VCR with you.
Oh yeah.
I was like,
you're like, here I am.
Yeah, I was more of a Leo then than
Yeah.
I am now. I just always loved to sing, and I took piano lessons from age 6 to 9, and then realized that a piano is a lot harder to carry around than a guitar. So I wanted a guitar for Christmas, and I kept snooping in my mom's closet, and I found her old guitar. Now, here's a sad story. My mom, she is a lovely lady. We've had our hard times, but I love her. She has a beautiful voice. And when she was young, some asshole said to her, "You can't sing." And so she stopped.
Really?
And she put her guitar away, and I happened to find it when I was around 9, 10 years old in her closet, and I got it out and started learning my favorite songs, and that's that. She used to take me out to karaoke bars. And a woman approached me and said, "Can you accompany yourself?" And I didn't know really at the time if I could. So I learned 10 songs, and it was Tia's Coffee in the Woodville Mall in Northwest Ohio. And I played the same 10 songs on a loop and made $200 in tips.
Whoa.
Little 10-year-old girl.
Oh my gosh.
I'm going to the candy store.
Yeah.
But that was like the moment I realized, I was like, I love to do this, and holy crap, here's money, and I can do this. And then I just kept learning songs and trying to, follow artists that I admired. But I never knew that artists weren't writing their own songs.
Oh, yeah.
I was too broke to buy the actual like CDs and see the liner notes and things like that. So I just assumed, I assumed like Mariah Carey wrote all of her stuff. And, so that's the kind of artist that I became. I just wrote my own stuff.
Right.
So
that's even better than not being like, oh, someone else could do this for me, or I'll go to Ellie Reed, or like any of that stuff.
Yeah, but I, a good song's a good song. I'll sing somebody else's song if I love it.
And then I was going to say, what a twist of like how you said your mom kind of shied away from doing her thing after like someone kind of said a negative comment about her, because it's like, then your experience, I'm sure, with the internet and with YouTube and, you know, no matter how successful you are, and it seems like trolls and, you know, all that kind of stuff.
Haters gonna hate.
Yeah. It feels like with our parents' generation, like you got one mean comment and you kind of shirked away from what you were doing. And with our generation, it's just like everyone receives that all the time. And, you know, anytime you put yourself out there now with the internet, there's like, if like 10,000 people love you, it's like 1,000 people are just angry at their own life. So they're sitting being negative. So
yeah, well, that's the realization though, knowing that someone who is mean and rude or says something awful, that they're angry at their own life.
Yes.
It really has nothing to do with you.
Exactly.
So, you know, I wish them well.
Me too. I do too. Or I'll look at them and be like, oh, they're dehydrated. Like, haha. Because I'm like, oh, they need to like flush out their kidneys and like drink cucumber water. And
For
stuff
real
like that.
though?
I'll like analyze them and be like, oh, no wonder why they like.
You just never know where someone else is, but it's still no reason to be an ass.
Right. But if you're seeing like the negative quality in someone, if you're watching TV and you're like seeing poison stuff in them, then you're poison inside. So I don't know. Like,
Yeah. We're all a mirror. We're just,
Yeah.
you know, reflecting our own inside emotions and things like that. So I don't know. I don't want ill words to escape my mouth.
not at all. So do you stay away from that kind of stuff completely, or
Don't
you
watch television.
Yeah.
Can't do it.
Right.
I can't even watch dramatic movies. Like I mean, The Notebook. I watch The Notebook.
Oh yeah.
Which makes me cry every time. But yeah, I can't witness violence. I don't want to see it. I don't like to think about it. You know, and the news.
Oh
Just
yeah, I
makes
don't watch
me
the news
so
either.
sad.
Yep.
This is rough.
That's how I feel like I stay happy, is I just stay like, I don't really know. I don't like follow every little Facebook ticker that I see of like, you know,
Yeah.
I don't see that kind of stuff. And
Can't.
I had to stop listening to true crime and forensic stuff podcasts, because I feel like I was like, then every time I like passed someone at the grocery store, I'd picture them as like a serial killer.
Man, yeah, it's just you know, your mind. It's like your body. You are what you put into it. So you know, I can't. I just
So
can't do it.
what made you try out for Idol then?
Desperation and necessity.
Was it like coming through your town, or you traveled to try out? Or?
Well, let's see. You're Barbara Walters.
I love it.
No, I had my son, and I was on, you know, welfare and very, very, very down on my luck, and had this tiny little human being, and I had moved back home from Chicago after I had him. Was living on my dad's living room floor, playing, you know, $50 a night gigs at local bars and stuff, and a friend in Chicago called me and said, you know, the tryouts are going to be here. And I had for years been saying no. People are like, why don't you try out for Idol? Why don't you? And that's not the route I want to go. You know, I don't know. I think I was a little bit of a snob about it.
It's hard if you're rootsy and you don't want, you know, it's like, it's not for me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
and that is the mentality that I had. And then it was like, I have absolutely nothing to lose by trying out, and need this. So I went, and I really, you know, worked hard to not expect anything from it, just to show up, to audition, and then if I'm there, if they say yes, great. If they don't, whatever. But they said yes. And I remember my audition, it was in United Center, which is where the Bulls play. I mean, huge stadium, and every seat was full. And I was there, I got there at 5 a.m., and I had dropped my son off at a friend's house, and he was a baby. He was 5 months old, and I was still breastfeeding. And I'll tell you what, the girls hurt. I'm like going into the bathroom, and maybe this is too much
not at all,
information,
yeah.
but I'm like pumping my boobs, and like I got to dump this breast milk, which is like gold, and I felt bad about that.
Yeah.
But you know, so I spent the whole day there. My audition was at like 8 p.m.
Oh my gosh.
Jeez.
And the way they do it is they line you up like 4 people wide in a long ass line, and then they have several booths where the producers are screening folks. You know, it's not for the celebrities the first time around. And there was a woman to my right who sang just before me, and she was beautiful. You know, she was a bigger gal, but just this beautiful, big, beautiful voice. And they said, "Nope, sorry, next."
Whoa.
And I was like, "I'm fucked."
Yeah.
And then I just said, you know, did a little Hail Mary, and here's my best whatever. And they said, "Do you have another song?" And I just like sang whatever. I don't even remember what it was. It came out of my mouth. And then they gave me a little golden ticket. And I just remember taking it and being like, oh.
You're like, this means yes, right? Like,
Yeah, where do I go? What do I do now? And so then that was it. And months go by and they're like, okay, come back in August and
oh, really?
make you sign, all sorts of paperwork. You can't talk about this. And it was a crazy process.
So you don't try out for the judges until
It's
months
like
later?
the third round. So
Wow.
you come back, more producers, and you get through that. Then you go through to the celebrity judges. And
Who were the judges then? When you were on?
the initial celebrity panel that I auditioned for was Simon Cowell, Randy Jackson, Shania Twain,
Oh, wow.
and I think it was Cara DioGuardi.
Oh, yeah.
So
The old school idol.
yeah,
That's so funny.
Yeah.
I don't remember. I'm like that's so cool. The Shania, I feel like Shania would be awesome because she seems like she would be singer songwriter.
yeah, and she was, and she signed my guitar. It was pretty cool, and I think that it's so crazy. The whole thing was it was just crazy.
It just seems like a trip. Yeah.
Yeah. And I feel like I'm a different human being now than I was then. So it's, I don't know, but it's all led me to this moment. And
Was your mind blown or what? Because I remember that season. You did really well, right? Did you were like runner up?
I came in second place.
To who? I forget who.
A fella named Lita Wise.
Wise.
But everyone, I think, and still
to
as it
remember
is
which one
now
it is.
too, people I think saw a real singer-songwriter artist within you, and I think that's why people really connected with you because I think and still remember you because I think people saw that she's not just like this glossy pretend manufactured person, she's a real singer-songwriter.
I'm an awful liar. I'm really bad.
You sold it well.
Because you were like the down to earth, rootsy singer songwriter on the show. I remember we loved you. You had a great voice. Always did a great job.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I
it was
wasn't
great.
afraid of Simon Cowell. A lot of
Right.
I think the other contestants were like, "Oh, he's put him
Monster,
up here. He's
yeah.
a monster, and he's gonna say something bad." And I was just like, "He's just like, it's like opinions are like assholes. Everybody's got
Yeah,
one."
see, that's awesome.
He'll say what he says, and that's fine. Music as a competition is twisted in my head. It's,
Yeah.
What one person doesn't like, someone else is going to love.
Yeah.
So, I knew how to play the game. I knew they wanted what we referred to as the money note, which is just like a big belty note.
Yeah.
And so I tried to do that. And, I'm going through the whole thing, a songwriter who is being forced to sing cover songs, so.
That seems like the hard part to me. Like you have to learn a lot of songs kind of
Yeah.
quickly, right? Like
Yeah, well, a lot of the songs were already in my 4-hour bar cover gigs,
Nice.
so I picked the songs that I was already familiar with, to shorten that learning curve there. And then also songs that I could connect with lyrically so that I could pour myself into it and actually give an emotional performance rather than just, glitz and glam and singing a song.
Yeah.
As a lyricist, that's important to me, so.
What about your image in general? I think your image naturally is like a very beautiful, organic woman. But I mean, yeah. Oh, I think, but that's I like that. I think that not that I'm a lesbian. I don't know. I was gonna say not that I was where my husband takes me
The
to
jury's out.
something else. Yeah, but the jury's out. I still have 2 more relationships before I realize that I'm a complete lesbian. But throughout your career, especially post TV and on TV, have you had a lot of people in the industry kind of change you and try to change you into something you're not? Because I feel like with women, we talked to Tiffany about that, where she was like, I'm wearing my clothes that I want to wear and all that stuff.
I think a lot of it was self-imposed. On the show, there's a stylist and they take you shopping and they, and do all this stuff and they make suggestions. And then, but I made all my own choices. If I liked something, this is what I want to wear and I'm going to put it with this. And basically you're given the world is your closet and you can pick anything you want that, and I just had fun with it.
Cool. So they're not you're going to stand here with a banana and do the weird oral.
Well, there
thing.
was
Yeah.
product stuff, and that was always weird.
Oh yeah, like Pepsi.
They marched us into the Shrek premiere and we all walked the red carpet at Shrek or whatever.
Oh my God.
But Hollywood is just
Oh yeah, I can't even do that.
it's so strange to me. But I think that the people who rise above are the ones who are just comfortable with it in their own skin and who are themselves. And and you know, that's how you stay in the game for longevity. You know? But I don't know, post-Idol career, I tried out a couple of different things. You know, I tried wearing heels and doing this and that. And it was just like, this fucking hurts. I'm not going to do this.
I was gonna say, yeah, this is like my version of dressed up.
Those are awesome.
See, yeah, exactly.
I
That's
would
like,
wear those.
Which, like, yeah, exactly. I
Hell
can't
yeah.
do like high heels.
I
It's, like-
refuse to.
I
No.
can.
Yeah, D's more fashionable than I am, or than all of us are.
Oh, yeah.
When it comes to shoes,
Shoes.
heels at least.
You got nice shoes too.
My heels, my Van heels, my skater heels.
Oh, see, those are
There
badass.
you
I
go.
like those.
These are disgusting and old and. What,
I feel like those are
man.
very athletic. Like right now, she's showing us sandals that are like not. They're not just flip flops. They're very like utility
They're
type shoes.
like hiking sandals, yeah.
some miles
So
on 'em.
comment of the day when we pulled into Solana Beach here, we got out of the van and I took off a pair of loafer shoes, kind of like what you've got, and I've had them for a little while. And I've been wearing them every night without socks. And my guitar player goes, "Dear Lord, it smells like a wet dog carcass."
It's not even just a wet dog. It has to be
It's
a
a
dead
wet
one.
dog.
Oh, that's pretty intense. That's so funny.
That's how my 4-year-old baby girl's shoes smell.
Smell, really?
Yeah. I was like, what is, let me see. Oh my God. And then I'm like, next time, I'm like, can you get socks, please?
Yeah.
It's like we do not
shoes-
sweat like
yeah,
petunias
your
or
shoes are
anything like that.
funky.
Yeah, no, we're like
I'm a real lady.
Yeah, like we work hard. I feel that way too. Where sometimes my boyfriend will be like, "Oh my God," and I try to do like the natural deodorant.
Yeah.
And then he's like, he calls it my like fake deodorant. And even when I was asking you about it, I'm like, I can't seem to find one that like.
Can you try that
works.
one? It's good.
The lavender stuff.
No, the
crystal
lavender
finger.
shit didn't work for me. It's
Oh,
the
yeah.
other stuff. It was like,
So you gotta
it
find-
wasn't lavender.
You gotta find somebody who likes your stank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who wants to lick it? I remember
To a
this.
certain
This is
extent.
weird. This is kind of, well, it's on topic. Hank 3 was here. You know, he's like hellbilly, rockabilly, like
Yeah.
just shredding the stage, melting faces, sweating like a, you know, absolute monster. And it got really rowdy and people were jumping on stage and stuff. And this one girl, like I was kind of half security, half monitor engineer, you know, shouldn't have been security for any reason, but people were just getting crazy. And this girl's like, should I go on stage and lick his armpit?
Oh.
And I was like, and literally the dude is drenched. And I was like, yeah, you should. And she did.
Wow.
She jumped up on stage and like licked up his side
That's
through his
nasty.
armpit.
He let her do it?
Yeah.
Wow.
It was great.
See, that's kind of rock and roll still.
It was super rock and roll,
That-
yeah. And I was like, damn.
That is
Right
rock
on.
and roll.
She must have got a drink out of that because
Ew, that's
was
really
wet.
disgusting.
I hope she got a few.
Something with that. Yeah, that's, I
you
hope
gotta
she
love the stank, right? She was loving that
got some
stank.
Wow.
STD off of that or something. Who knows?
If you're lucky.
Well, this is a weird note to end on, but